So, kicking off today's 1000 subscriber feeding clip, we have a pretty cool takedown from my green form Ethnostigmus rubripes. This is a fairly large male. I say fairly large, he's pretty average for his species, but he has grown quite a fair bit since I got him about 2 years ago or so. So there he is with his roach. That was a pretty nice takedown, but we got a lot more centipedes to go. So this is Gerthang. This is the mother of those baby centipedes that I separated a couple videos back. And as you can see, she's starting to put on a little bit more weight after having her babies, but she could certainly do with a few more feeds. Of course, she decides to grab it off camera, but hey, you can't have everything, especially when dealing with these guys. Now we come to one of my newer centipedes. This is the big North Queensland rubripes that I unboxed, I believe, in my last upload. And yeah, as you can see, it's a thick one, my second biggest centipede so far. And if you look at its hunting style, you would think that it's been watching a little bit too much Jurassic Park, proceeding to grab the prey, drop it, before proceeding to pick it up again and deliver the killing blow. And yeah, this is an awesome centipede. I absolutely love this one's attitude. Here we can just see it wrestling the roach into submission. Now here we have a centipede that, to long-term subscribers, I'm sure needs no introduction. This is Azog, the biggest centipede I own, in fact the biggest centipede I've seen with my own eyes. And she is now close to 19 centimeters body length, so she's grown quite a fair bit since I got her. She was about 16 centimeters long when I got her, and that was 3 years ago. So yeah, not the fastest of growers, but hey, at least that means they live a long time. So here we have a young Kuranda rubripes, who, well, was not that cooperative. I learned not to expect that much from Kuranda. Their temperaments are in a different league. And here we are trying to feed a larger individual of the same locale. And if you thought that I messed up in the last attempt, well, take a look at this one. Kuranda decides that it does not want to have a feed today and instead goes for a little bit of a high-paced adventure around my room. Here it is under my pillow. And here it is refusing to move when I try to budge it into a container. Those guys are lucky they have nice looking legs, because otherwise I would not like them one bit. Right, after successfully catching it, here is it inside its catch container, looking not particularly pleased. Evidently I had cut its adventure a little bit too short for its liking. And now it's calmed down and cleaning its antennae, clearly satisfied with the strife that it had just caused me. Up next, this is Stubby, and she actually just had another clutch of babies. They left her not too long ago, and that is actually her second clutch under my care. She had another one the year before, so this centipede has had a lot of sexy time before she fell into my hands. That's what I can tell. And she is an excellent eater. In spite of that, she did not give a particularly good takedown for this video, but well, they're centipede. You can't expect them to do what you want them to do. And here we have a gold Ethnostigmus rubripes, pretty much from the dead centre of Australia, and these are the hardiest centipedes I've ever kept. But it just so happens that this one is pre-molt, and if you know anything about centipedes, you'll know that pre-molt centipedes don't eat. So I didn't bother trying to feed it, but I did have to intervene when it decided it wanted an adventure as well. Thankfully, it was a whole lot more chill than the Kuranda. Nice and easy. And this is another Rubipes from Alice Springs, so a pretty similar locale to the last one. Only difference is its body coloration is somewhat darker. And it, of course, did not want to eat in front of the camera, so hey. Well, welcome to the world of centipede keeping, that's all I can say. Now here, of course you can pretty much tell from the webbing, is not a centipede. These are juvenile funnelwebs, a species Hadronychi and Fencer. I have 6 of these, only 2 of them made it into the video. But I've actually had this footage sitting on my computer for quite a long time, so I'm glad I've finally found something to do with it. Here's a second one, and these 2 are the only funnelwebs that made it into my feeding compilation because the rest are just a little bit too shy for me to bother trying to film eating. And there we have a nice close-up shot. I mean, these spiderlings are still pretty tiny, so it's not particularly easy to get a good shot of them. And here we have a young Pendulum morsitans from Townsville. Absolutely stunning centipede, and initially it seems like it wants to eat, but then proves to have about as much hand-eye coordination as the average blues player, or should I say leg-eye coordination. Or should I say leg-antenna coordination? Well, it doesn't matter. But after missing the first go, it instead decides to become best friends with the cockroach, who I presume it'll eat later. And then decides once again that it would like a nice little adventure on my finger. And here is another gold Rubipes from Central Australia. This one was a little bit skitsy at first, as you can see, but it only took a little bit of persuasion to grab the roach. Some of my centipedes are a lot more comfortable with tongue feeding than the others. Especially the centipedes that I've owned for a long time. And here is one of Gerthang's babies. You can already see that they've grown, I wouldn't say a fair bit, but it's noticeable. I mean, centipedes, they don't molt very often, but when they do, they put on quite a significant amount of size. And it's already starting to get some of its mother's coloration, so that's nice. And of course, I'm not going to feed all 46 of them, and yes, there's exactly 46, because that would make for a very, very long and boring video. Now here was one of possibly my very rarest centipede. It's another Rubipes from, I believe, Central Queensland or Western Queensland, and as far as I know, she is the only one of her locale in the hobby, well, apart from the clutch that she had under the care of her previous owner. In fact, I did actually have a couple of her babies sent alongside her. So yeah, pretty cool looking centipede, but not that big for a Rubipes. And here's the female Goldfields morsitans, who had absolutely no inclination to eat at all, and instead wanted to have a little bit of a limelight perched upon my thumb. And there she is cleaning her antennae. And cute as it was watching her sit there, eventually I did have to get her to move. So here she is starting to move, and after that, it was easy enough to reintroduce her to her enclosure, where she took the roach off camera. And wrapping up the video, this is a Cairns Green Ethmostigmus Rubipes. Yes, I know you've heard that name a lot in this channel, I'm sure. Who was initially very hesitant, but of course decided to do a spectacular takedown right off camera. So that's that. Thanks for watching, hope you enjoyed it, and thanks again for 1,000 subscribers.